how I stopped being broke at 25. Okay, yeah, this is very personal to me because I'll be sharing my experience, how I moved from zero to this stage. Let's start with when I was young. My father told me some things that I think will actually make me successful, right? He said a lot of things. Okay, if I want to be successful, I need to get to college, get a good degree, get a job, then save enough money and do something amazing. But as soon as I discovered that is not actually the reality, especially in this country. I made my research and I noticed that a lot of people that have followed the same route didn't actually make it. Yeah, so I decided to carve my own path, and this is what I'm going to show you step by step today. It took me a lot of time to discover my talent, actually. Yeah, it took me a lot of time because even when I was in school, I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew I wanted something good. So after college, I realized that, okay, to actually get to a point whereby you will make millions, you can't be an employee. That's the reality. So I said to myself, okay, what can I do? How can I change the narrative? So I had a plan. So which means that for you to actually get to where you're going, you also need a plan. So I had a plan that, okay, I'll get a job, work for at least 4 to 5 years. Then within those years, I would save enough, get a lot of things that I would need to survive in my business life, because my father can't even give me anything. He couldn't give me anything. So, and that made me realize that, okay, if he followed that particular trend that he told me and it didn't actually get to a point whereby I can inherit anything significant for me to start my own journey, then that is not the right way. So I set a plan. I got a job. Luckily, let me use the word luckily because not everybody can get a job. So luckily, I got a job. And I started taking loans. I started investing in filmmaking. Yeah. Now, a lot of people make a lot of mistake when you get into filmmaking. You just think of you want to act, you want to become popular. There are two sides. The chance of you blowing up in this kind of industry is very, very slim. I think one of the best things to do for yourself is to actually learn a skill in your industry, so that in case you don't blow up, you have something to fall back in, and which has worked for me. Now, okay, so let me take you to the journey. So after I got a job, I think second month or third month, I decided to use my first salary to learn a skill. So I started learning editing. So I learned editing, started developing it over time. I started buying equipment with loans, with my little savings and all of that. And you see, I tell people something, right? If you think miracle is going to happen or you're going to make millions overnight, it will likely not happen. In fact, it may not happen in your lifetime. Yeah, because people that give a lot of people give testimony in church that, okay, I didn't do this thing, I just got this undeserved blessing and all of that. But reality is most of them work for it. So in those 4 years, I was busy building. In fact, I even did comedy. I did comedy. Okay, yeah. So I started comedy because I just wanted to have followers, so that when I started my video directing, I would have people watching my videos. That is why I poured to comedy and all of that. But at a point, I discovered that if I continue this journey, it might be a very wrong route. So at the point, I stepped back to follow my dream. So what am I saying? At the age of 21 or 22, right? I made that decision of going to filmmaking, and I started saving, started making plans that after 4 years, I would resign from work and have my own studio and started building something amazing. After 4 years at my job in the bank, because I got a job in the bank. So after 4 years, I was planning to resign to follow my dreams, and something happened. I got promoted, so that could be very tricky. So because everybody was happy, my dad was happy. Hey, okay, you've gotten promoted now, so you can do a lot of things and you can proceed. But after 3 to 4 months, I discovered that I didn't really want to work in the bank for so long. I don't want to work as an employee for so long, because I feel I have this thing in my head that can create a lot of businesses and can succeed. Do you understand? So I decided to quit. When I first told one of my bosses, because they moved me to head office, they was like, okay, I know you can do a lot of things actually, but are you sure? I said, yeah, I think I'm sure. Yeah, so, and I submitted my letter and I left. Right. So after I resigned, for the first week, I didn't actually get anything, but second week, things started picking up. And to my surprise, in the first month, I made times 5 of the salary I was paid, even after promotion. And that was shocking. And the next month, it was times 10, almost times 10, yeah. And since then, it has been growing. So what am I saying, right? If you really want to stop being broke, you have to start taking hard decisions. Yeah, and these decisions has to be something opposing to the norms, because see, life is very, very funny. If you are too obedient, you will likely not make it, because you will likely listen to maybe your father, your mom, your uncle, or someone else that have tried something that has not worked for them. Now, in fact, when I wanted to start filmmaking, when I wanted to learn editing and all of that, I told my dad, I wanted to go into filmmaking. And he said something, he said, no, don't go into filmmaking. And these people are ras people. They use jazz, juju in Yoruba, like they can't succeed on their own and stuff like that. But I was stubborn. Even though I was still diplomatic, because I just told him I've heard him and I just proceeded myself. I had to borrow money to learn this stuff myself. Do you understand? But the thing I'm trying to say is that if you want to be successful, if you want to stop being broke, you have to start taking decisions, even disobeying people you respect. Because these people might not actually have an idea of what you're about to do. And the fact that an idea is coming from an elder does not mean it is right. Yes, because I know people from my culture respect people a lot, so they try to listen to their father or mother or people they respect. But trust me, if you keep listening to people you respect and keep following their words, you will likely not to be successful. Yeah, because I look through their life and I noticed that, okay, these people are not what I really want to be, so why should I listen to them? If you really want to be successful, you will have to disobey some people that you respect, because these people might not have passed through your route. Because, okay, for me, in my family, nobody has ever gone through this route that I've taken, so they won't really understand what I was doing. But one thing is, after 2 months, in fact, after the first month, my brother called me and said, wow, I think I'm proud of you. Do you understand? Because trust me, see, people will, at first, when we start doing something, people will question you, they will question your intuition and all of that. But when the things start working out, they'll be proud of you. Now, my father is so proud of me. He calls me almost every day. And that's the beauty of it, right? When you start your brand or you start your career, a lot of people will question your intuition, especially people that have not passed through your route before. So you have to be intentional about what you're doing. Do you understand? Like, for me now, my dad calls me every day to shout, praise me, that no, I'm proud of you, I'm proud of what you're doing. So what am I saying? The thing is, for you to be successful in life, you have to go against a lot of people that you actually respect. Because I didn't say no to my dad then when he said I should not go into filmmaking, I won't be here today. And I will still be locked up in my job and still going from 9 to 5. In fact, in Nigeria, we go from 8 to 5, sometimes 8 to 7. Do you understand? So I still have to work there for the rest of my life, which I won't be happy. I tell people this also, if you want to be successful, see, you don't have to pray so much to be successful. Because trust me, there are principles of this earth that guide being successful. So, in Africa, one of our major problems is we like to pray a lot for everything. We don't even like working. And if you can't work for something, you will likely not get it. So if you want to stop being broke, start working towards the plan. Make a plan, make a 4 years plan, make a 3 years plan, because that's what worked for me. I made this plan, I think 4 or 5 years ago, and right now, I think I'm happy I made those decisions. Though it was very, very hard, but at the end of the day, I stopped being broke at 25. So that is my personal experience, and I just love to share with you guys so that you understand that, see, things don't just happen overnight. Nothing happen overnight. See, if anybody tell you something big is going to happen in your life in the next 5 days, so you should pray for 5 days, see, the tendency of it not happen is higher than the tendency of it not happen. So why don't you give yourself a chance, more chances, by just putting in the work and doing something amazing? Yeah, because it has worked for me, and that is why I'm telling you this is my personal experience. And I think this is what I'll be doing on my channel for the time being. So if you've learned something from this video, if you've gained something, if you've learned from my experience, kindly subscribe to this channel or click on the bell button and share with friends. And if you have any question, I'll be picking from questions from my comment section to talk about it in my next video. And my name is Israel Onodare. So see you next time.